Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel where you can find all things yoga. My name is Emma. If you have not been here before, thank you so much for tuning in today. We are going to jump right into our practice. Let's go ahead and get started today in a standing forward fold. So coming towards the top of your mat, bring your feet out super wide, toes pointing forward, bend your knees a lot to start, and just let your head hang below your heart. Now your hands can reach down towards the mat, maybe fingertips or palms brushing the mat. If it feels better, you can always grab opposite elbows. You can clasp your hands behind your head or bind your hands behind your back. And be super gentle with yourself here. This is our first pose of class, so if your hamstrings still feel pretty tight, they're kind of screaming at you, that's natural. That's why we're keeping that bend in the knees for a while. As you start to soften, loosen up, maybe you work your belly a little bit down your thighs. You feel your muscles start to give in to the stretch. Start to find a little sway side to side, breathing into the upper back, the sides of the back. If you've got opposite elbows or your hands are bound behind you, go ahead and switch, just keeping things even. See if you can unclench your jaw here. Let's take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, audible sigh. One more just like that. Go ahead and release your fingertips to the mat. Put a big bend in your right knee. Crawl your hands all the way over to the right. Lift your palms, so just pressing through the pads of the fingers. Send your hips over to the left. Think more space between left hip, left armpit. Great, walk hands all the way over to the left. Big bend in that left knee. Right leg as straight as possible. You're pressing through the outsides of your feet. Again, palms lifted, longer arms. 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back through center. Plant those hands to the mat. Step back to a down dog. Once you're in down dog, start to pedal out your legs here. So down dog might actually feel a little bit easier after we were in that more intense forward fold. You can start to pedal out the legs, shake out the head, but you'll notice that your hamstrings should be feeling pretty good here. If not, that's all right. Now, if you notice your hands kind of slide on your mat, I recommend grabbing the outsides of your mat. So all 4 other fingers are underneath the mat, thumbs on top. I know certain yoga mats only get really grippy once you're a little sweaty, so I like this grip to start. Let's go ahead and lift those heels up, drop both heels over to the right. If you'd like more of a stretch, step your left foot behind your right heel. Very similar stretch to what we did in our forward fold. Breathe into the lower back, side bodies. 3, 2, 1. Back through center, high on your toes, over to the left, maybe right foot steps behind. 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center, downward facing dog. Bring your palms back onto the mat. Shift forward, high plank. Stack shoulders over wrists. Look down between your thumbs. Slowly take a 5 count, lower all the way down onto your belly. Work to hug your arms in towards your body instead of out to the sides. Once you're down, untuck your toes. Slide your elbows forward so they're under your shoulders. Sphinx. Press down through the feet, maybe kneecaps lift. Sternum forward, plug your shoulders back. Gentle tuck of your chin, find your breath. Think of pressing down through your pubic bone, but pulling your belly button back towards your spine. Now, for an easier option, let's go ahead and tuck those toes. For a harder option, keep the tops of the feet down and just lift your hips up for a forearm plank. So if you have the tops of the feet down, you'll really feel this in the transverse abdominals. If you're in a regular forearm plank, you'll probably feel it everywhere. Look down towards your mat, think neutral spine. Keep pressing down, tailbone towards your heels. And slowly lower. Hips down, forehead to the mat. Let's go ahead and walk the hands back under the shoulders. Inhale, roll up for a cobra pose. Bring your feet out mat's distance, so widen a little bit and start to rock the hips side to side. Maybe you gaze right and gaze left. Let's inhale, come back through center. Shift it back, child's pose. Knees out wide, big toes touching, palms to mat. Reset your spine here. Inhales, feel the length. Exhales, feel your depth. 2 more long breaths. And if you haven't already in this last one, let's take the inhale and the exhale through the nose. Great. Next, inhale, shift up, tabletop position. Bring your knees under your hips. Inhale, belly down, cow pose. Look up. Exhale, round cat. 4 more rounds on your own. Nice and simple, just warming up your spine. Last 3. Last 2. Last round of cat-cow. Meet in a neutral tabletop position when you're done. Neutralize your spine, tuck your toes. If you have a yoga block, you can put it between your knees. Otherwise, just imagine you're squeezing one between your knees. Lift your knees off the mat, hover your shins. Your body still has all those 90-degree angles here, but your knees are hovering off the mat. Squeeze your transverse abdominals. If you do have a yoga block between your knees, bring your knees out to drop it down to the mat. Then we're going to tap right knee towards right wrist, step it back, left knee towards left wrist, step it back, right knee, right wrist, step, left knee, left wrist, step. 3 more rounds. You can aim a little higher towards the elbows. That might be a little bit easier. Last 2. Last 1. Send your left leg all the way back. So left leg straight, right knee still hovering. Drop right knee to the mat. Pivot your shin behind you and open it up to a modified side plank. Left arm reaching high. Press down the outer edge of your left foot. Stay here, or left arm reach overhead. Press through your right palm. Spiral your chest up. Great. Sweep it to the side, long edge of your mat. Sink your seat back towards your right heel, half child's pose. Left toes can stay pointing forward or flex your foot, point up like we would in a skandasana. Stay here and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back towards the top of your mat. Come high onto your left toes. Hug your right knee into your chest. So you're in a 3-legged plank position. Inhale, send your right leg back, 3-legged down dog. Now bend your right knee, stack your right hip over your left. Stay here. You can kick your heel towards your seat, roll out your ankle, or roll out your hip. So just finding some movement in that right leg. Square off your hips, flex your right foot, inhale. Exhale, tap right knee to right elbow. Inhale, send your right leg back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, right leg back to the right elbow, squeeze. Inhale, send it back to the left elbow and hold. Shoot your right leg all the way off the side of your mat, outer edge of the foot down. Come to the inside of your left foot, fall in triangle. Hips press up, strong right arm. Reach the left arm straight up or overhead, palm face down. 3, 2, 1. Lower your seat all the way onto the mat. So I'd like your left leg parallel with the outside of your mat. and then 90 degrees with the legs. From here, bend your right knee, bottom of the right foot to your inner left thigh. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. You can catch your ankle, catch your foot, or catch your wrist behind your foot. Little bend in the left knee if you need it. Think of pressing the outside of your right leg down. Still super active, belly button towards your tailbone. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up, plant your right hand towards the top of your mat, fingertips point forward. Roll onto your right shin. Inhale, lift your hips up, left leg straight, should feel really good on your belly. And release, left hand to mat, step your right foot back, you're in a plank position. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga with or without the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Next, inhale, shift yourself forward to plank position and then hover those knees off the mat. So you might want to walk your hands back just a bit. You're in that hovering tabletop. From here, we're going to start with the left leg this time. Tap your left knee towards your left elbow or wrist. Step it back. Right knee tap. Step back. Left, step, right, step. Left, right. 2 more. Squeeze your obliques. Last one. After the right knee taps, step it all the way back so right leg is straight. Drop your left knee to the mat, pivot your shin behind you, and open it up to a modified side plank. Sending your hip points forward, the right arm up or overhead. Take a full breath into the right lung. Exhale, sweep your hands to the long edge of your mat, sink your seat towards your left heel, half child's pose. Right toes point forward or up towards the sky. See if you can crawl your fingers just a little bit more forward. Walk your hands back towards the top of your mat. Pivot onto your right toes and hug your left knee to your chest. 3-legged plank. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. The left leg goes up and back. Bend at your knee. Roll it out, hip or ankle, any movement in that left leg. Square off your left hip, toes point down. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to left elbow tap. Inhale back, left knee, right elbow tap. Inhale back to the left elbow. Inhale back and to the right elbow. Here we shoot the left leg all the way out to the right, off the edge of your mat, right heel down, and breathing into your abdomen, your hip flexors. Right arm maybe reaching overhead, bicep close to your ear. Slowly lower your hips all the way onto the mat. Right leg is parallel with the outside of your mat. Bend your left knee, bottom of the left foot to the inner right thigh. You're facing the back of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Work to drop your left armpit, the left side of your torso a bit. Stay square. Slowly walk yourself out. Plant your left hand at the top of your mat. Roll onto your left shin. Send your hip points up. And release. Right hand down. You're going to step back to a high plank position. Shoulders stacked over your wrists. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Gaze between your feet or up to your navel. Hands firmly planted, neck relaxed. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, step, right foot, left foot to the top. Your big toes will touch, halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Rise all the way, look up to your palms, breath in. Hands, heart, center, and by your side, breath out. Press down through your feet, feel your inner thighs lift. Use the inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, cactus your arms, open up your chest, send your hips a little bit forward. From here, bind your hands behind your back, squeeze your palms, inhale, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, keep your grip. Inhale, lift up halfway. You're gonna shift the weight to that right foot, send your left leg back, warrior three. Clamp your palms together, flex your left foot a lot. Think of a little twist to the right, and then drop your fingertips to the mat, standing split. Forehead towards your right shin, kick your left leg up as high as you can. Take a big step back with your left foot. Drop your left knee, half split. Straighten and fold over your right leg. Drive your right heel down. Shoulders pull back, sternum forward. Rebend into your right knee. Inhale, reach your arms up, low lunge. Drive your hips forward as you exhale. Cactus your arms. Open up the chest. See if you can pull the elbows back more. Bind your hands behind your back, left thumb on top. Inhale, curl your chest open. Let's go ahead, tuck those toes, pick up your back knee. You're in a high lunge with a bind. You'll puff up your chest, deeper bend in that right knee. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, you're taking a wide-legged fold to the left. Drop yourself all the way down, hands come to the mat. Try to line the fingertips up with the toe tips. Elbows in like you're taking a chaturanga. Lifting from your sitting bones. Inhale, pick yourself up halfway. As you exhale, crawl back to the top of your mat. Left heel down at 45 degrees. Inhale, rise. One breath in a warrior one. Your hands can be apart. If that's easy for you, try pressing the palms together and look up to your palms. You'll feel a stretch, a little strain through your abdomen. Use your exhale, frame your right foot. Step your right foot back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep your inhales, your exhales through your nose. Find a slight contraction in the back of your throat. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, step. Left foot, right foot to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way. Look up to your palms. Exhale, hands, heart. Hands, side. Inhale, reach your arms. Cactus your arms a little deeper, back bend this time. Weight comes to your heels. Bind hands behind the back, right thumb on top, inhale, exhale, fold. Crawl your belly down your thighs. Keep the grip, inhale, halfway lift. Shifting the weight to your left leg, send your right leg back, warrior three, bound. Imagine your right heel's trying to stamp a hole in a wall behind you. So really, really flexed. Release hands to the mat, standing split. Dive your torso down, lift your right leg more. Steady breath. Big step back, right foot. Once it's down, right knee to the mat, straighten your left leg, half split. Next, inhale, rebend your left knee. Inhale, lunge, arms up, lift from your waistline. Exhale, cactus your arms, puff up your chest, more space between the collarbones. Bind hands behind your back, left thumb on top, palms clamp if you're able to. Tuck those right toes, start to hover your right knee off the mat so you're in a high lunge position. Draw your belly in, lift your hands away from your right leg. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, we're taking a forward fold to the right. Head down, maybe peace sign fingers to your big toes or the outsides of your feet. To make it a little easier, you can always widen your stance. To make it more challenging, feet closer together. Inhale, lift up halfway. Crawl yourself to the top of your mat. Left toes point forward. Right heel down at 45 degrees. Inhale, warrior one. Right hip driving forward, left hip tugging back. If it's easy, press the palms, bring your gaze up. Keep firming down the outside of your right foot. Full breath in. As you breathe out, frame your left foot, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing. Feet should be shoulder width. Feet should be hip width. Hands should be shoulder width or a little bit wider. Think more space between the shoulder blades. Next, inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Look forward, step, jump, or float. Top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Just like we did in that warrior one, hands can be apart. If that's going well, work to bring the palms together and see if you can bring your gaze up towards your thumbs. So it's a little bit more of a back bend. You're kind of sticking your booty out behind you. The weight's still in your heels. Inhale. As you exhale, sweep your arms back. Create a bind with that right thumb on top. Bring the weight into your right leg. Send your left leg back. Warrior three. Keeping the grip if you can. If you need, fingertips to the mat, Shiva squat. Drive your left knee to your right calf. Think of lifting your hands, hugging your left heel towards your seat. Release your grip, right hand down, half moon. So you're opening your hips to the left hand to hip or reach it high. Right toes stay pointing forward. Little bend into your right knee. Take a small-ish, middle-size-ish step back. Land in a goddess stance. So not super wide stance like a warrior two, but not a triangle stance, right in the middle. Scoop your tailbone underneath you. Bring your hands to heart center. Sink a little bit lower. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise, straighten your legs. Turn your left toes in, your right toes out. Find a warrior two, face the top of your mat. Right knee stacked over the ankle. Line your right heel up with your left arch. You guys know the drill. Look over that right middle finger. Next, inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten that right leg. Reach your left hand down your left thigh. Exhale, side angle. Rebend the right knee. Left arm reach up or overhead. This is a great opportunity for a block if you need or want one. You're going to sweep it all the way to the back. So lead with that left arm, sweep it to the back, Skandasana. Right toes pointing up. If Skandasana ever doesn't feel good for you, side lunge is a great option. All 10 toes facing the long edge of the mat. You're still bending deeply into that left knee. Hands can be under shoulders or you can walk it forward. So Skandasana or side lunge. If I ever cue Skandasana in class, just know you can always take that side lunge option. Now really using the power of that left leg, we're gonna go to a wide-legged fold with a half lift, arms out to the side. So press into your left foot, right foot pivots down, inhale, half lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, crawl it to the top of your mat, runner's lunge. Drop your left knee, inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot to meet your left, Vinyasa. Meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, Bend your knees, look forward, make your way. Top of your space, half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Knees bend, chair, inhale. Again, palms apart, or maybe this time you just try the palms together. You can feel it through your abdomen quite a bit. Engage. Exhale your arms back. Bind, left thumb on top. Hands are away from you as you lift your right leg up, warrior three. Active flex of your right foot. Shiva squat, keeping that grip if you can. Right knee, left calf, hug your right heel towards your seat. Now, unclasp your hands, half moon. Flex your right foot. Open your hips to the right. Little bend into that left knee. You're taking a medium-sized step back for goddess. Toes out, heels in, hands to your heart. Tailbone scoop underneath you, press down through your heels. Think of the glute muscles engaging towards each other. Little lift through your sternum, shoulders melt. Sink for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise, straight legs. Right toes in, left toes out. Warrior two, face the top of your mat. Bend a little deeper in that left knee and inhale, reverse triangle, straight legs. Exhale, rebend with or without the block, side angle. Notice if you're grippy with your toes, shift your weight back to your heels. Then leading with that right arm, sweeping it to the back, Skandasana or side lunge. Tailbone low. Drive your left heel down. Lift your sternum. Using the strength of your right leg, press into your right foot. Inhale, wide-legged fold, half lift. Exhale, drop your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Crawl it to the front. Drop your right knee. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back, Vinyasa. From your down dog, lift your heels, bend your knees, travel top of your mat. Inhale, half. Exhale, fold. Knees bend, chair, inhale. Exhale, arms back, right thumb on top, bind. Left leg lift, inhale, warrior three. Keep the grip, exhale, Shiva squat. Release your hands, or for a challenge, see if you can twist your torso to the left while you keep the grip. So you're still in the half moon, but you have that bind. It's much more challenging, and you might not be able to completely stack the shoulders. Whenever you need, you're releasing that grip to step it back to goddess. Hands heart center. Inhale, straight legs, rise. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, straight legs, reverse triangle. Exhale, rebend, side angle. Sweep it to the back, Skandasana, inhale. Exhale, wide-legged fold with that half lift. Now get your good setup. Drop it down, head to mat. Half lift. Crawl it to the front, runner. This time, keep your left knee up, high lunge. Really firm your left hamstring, left glute. Inhale, exhale, cactus your arms, open up your chest. Keep your arms as they are. You're gonna step to the top, balancing right leg, your left knees in towards your chest. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, bring your hands to heart center, figure four. Big bend in both knees. Your weight is towards that right heel. Try to keep a neutral spine, so little tuck of your chin. Option one is left hand to left knee. Option two, inside grip on your left heel. Right hand comes to your hip either way. You're gonna either open your left knee out to the left or ballet pose. So it's not hand to big toe pose. We're actually sending the leg a lot higher. So in big toe pose, we want to keep the foot, the knee, and the hip in one line. For ballet pose, it's kind of a diagonal angle. Your left foot is definitely higher than you. Flex your foot so the toes point back. See if you can scoop your left glute underneath you. 3, 2, wherever you are, we're going to meet tree pose. Bottom of the left foot to your inner right thigh or shin. Keep your balance. Bring your hands to heart center. Find an unmoving spot to focus on. Tailbone pulls down towards your right heel. Press your hip points forward. 3, 2, 1. Standing split, left leg high, hinge over your right leg. Step your left foot behind your right so the pinky toes touch. All 10 toes are pointing forward, and then walk your hands over to the right. So getting a little bit of relief on that right leg. Should feel pretty good. Walk your hands back towards the center. Step your left foot back. Find a pyramid pose. Shorter stance. 45 degrees in that left foot. You're hinging over your right leg. I like to imagine a glass of water resting around your tailbone. You want the hips square enough that the water won't spill side to side. So think of right hip back, left hip forward. Put a little bend in your right knee. Take a bigger step back with your left foot. Hands to the mat. Send your right leg high. Bend your right knee. Stack right hip over left. Stay here or shift your shoulders forward over your wrist. High on your left toes. Land softly, wild thing. Squeeze your glutes. Press your hip points up. Release. Right hand down. That right leg is high. 3-legged down dog. Walk your hands all the way back towards your left foot. Standing split back of your mat. Once you're there, step your right foot down. Feet are hips distance. Peace sign fingers to your big toes. Cap your big toes with your thumbs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold the elbows out to the sides. Inner thighs spiral back. More space between your shoulder blades. Crown of the head reaching to the mat as the tailbone goes up to the sky. 3. Steady breath. 2. 1. Inhale, half lift. Release that. Crawl out to a plank position and lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, urdhva, up. Exhale, Adho, down dog. Inhale, heels up, knees bend, travel top of your mat. Inhale, head up. Exhale, fold. Bend knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, 1 breath. Exhale, arms back, left thumb on top, bind. Right leg lift, warrior 3. Shiva squat, right knee, left calf. Now you can release your hands or see if you can keep that bind as you peel open. It's like a half moon. Now, at least for me, I cannot get my shoulders completely stacked because of the bind, but that's the kind of direction we're going. Now, whenever you need, you can release those hands to take a medium-sized step back, goddess. The hands find the heart center. Inhale, straight legs, arms up. Exhale, warrior 2 to the front. Straight legs, reverse triangle. Re-bend, side angle. Sweep it to the back, Skandasana. Wide-legged fold with a half lift. Dive yourself down, crown of the head towards the mats. Halfway lift and crawl it to the front, runners. Bend your left knee, inhale, high lunge. Take a moment, get set up here. So we're in a high lunge, the left leg is forward. Inner thighs squeezing towards each other. Cactus your arms, curl back a bit. You're shifting your weight into your left leg as you spring forward. Find a figure 4, right ankle over left thigh, hands heart center. Most of the weight in that left heel. Flex your right foot a lot. Left hand, left hip. Right hand comes to the inside of your right knee or inside grip on your right heel. If you've got the heel, you're working a straight leg. We're gonna open it up, ballet pose. Again, foot is higher than the hip, toes flexing behind you. Really press down through your left heel, engage your lower abdominals, steady gaze. We're all gonna meet tree pose, Vrikshasana, bottom of the right foot to the inner thigh or shin. Once you're there and stable, hands heart. Try to drive your right knee back. Minimize the curve in your low back. Standing split, drop down. Right leg up super high, and then step your right foot behind your left. Pinkies close together, all 10 toes point forward. Crawl hands to the left. Hands walk back through center. Short 3-ish foot step back, so 1 meter step back. Right toes turn out about 45 degrees. You're folding over left leg, Parsvottanasana, pyramid. Hips as square as possible. Inner thighs engaged towards each other, belly in. Little bend in your left knee, take a bigger step back with your right foot. Send your left leg up high for a 3-legged down dog where you'll bend the knee and stack it, staying here or shifting forward, wild, flip it over. The goal is to land as softly as possible, straighten your right leg. Left hand to the mat, meet in a 3-legged down dog. Your left leg is up. Walk your hands, take as many steps as you need for those hands to come to the back of the mat, framing your right foot, standing split. Left foot also steps to the back of the mat. Make sure your feet are hips distance. This time, Padahastasana, hands under your feet, palms face up. Use the inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold the elbows again or out to the sides. Now, if this is not accessible or doesn't feel good, you can take Padangusthasana again, peace sign fingers to the big toes, or simply grab your ankles and pull yourself forward. Tailbone lift up, 3. Inner thigh spiral back, 2. Crown of the head down, 1. Release. One hand at a time, crawl yourself out to a plank position, and let's lower all the way down onto the belly. Once you're there, untuck your toes. Cactus your arms here, palms face down. Press down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift just your upper body, cactus arm shape. Bind your hands behind your back, right thumb on top, keep lifting. Switch your grip, so left thumb's on top and lift your legs. 3. Gaze down, top of the mat. 2. 1, release that, hands under shoulders. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, child's pose. You can either keep the knees together, rest your belly on your thighs, or bring your knees apart, rest your belly between your thighs. Shift your weight forward to a tabletop position. Step your right foot outside your right pinky finger. Turn your toes out about 45 degrees. Prop up onto left fingers or stay on your palm. Crooked monkey, right hand to right knee, thigh, or reach back, catch your left foot. Now, if you're catching your back foot in crooked monkey, you have 2 options for a stretch. One is to pull your heel towards your seat, and you'll feel it in your hip flexor. Option 2 is to kick into your hand, and that's more of a shoulder stretch, chest opener. Right hand plant inside right foot, step your left foot outside left pinky finger. You're finding Malasana, yogi squat. Now, you can take this traditional like we do, hands heart center, or for kind of more of a hip stretch, I like to lift the seat up just a little bit. Crawl the fingers more forward, tent the palms, and then kind of just find a little shift side to side. So you're really working into the hips here. It's still kind of a lot of work on the thighs, but I think the payoff is really good. It still feels like a nice stretch. The stretch outweighs the work, I guess I'll say that. From here, you're just gonna plant your hands back and then step your right foot back, drop the knee, crooked monkey on the left. Left hand to left thigh, or if you wanna catch that foot again, remember those options with your feet. You can kick or pull. Release the back foot if you've got it. Plant your left hand down. Step your right foot again outside your right pinky finger. Yogi squat with or without your hands. Drop your seat down. Find a Savasana. Boat, we're almost done. Palms face each other. If you are completely tapped out, you need a little assist, plant your hands behind you. If you've got a little bit left in you, work to straighten those legs, puff up your chest. We're here for 5 steady breaths. Breathe with sound. Pull your belly in. 3 breaths. See if you can point your toes. Squeeze your inner thighs. Last breath, make it a good one. Slow as you can, lower all the way down onto your back. Give yourself a big stretch. Point toes, arms reach overhead. Maybe you wiggle a bit side to side. Arms down by your side. Bring your heels in towards your seat. Take 1 traditional bridge and then 2 figure 4 bridge. So lift your hips up. I'd like you to keep a little tuck in your pelvis. So it's not about just puffing the chest and the hips up as high as you can. Try to keep your knees, hips, and shoulders in one line. So think of your tailbone going to the back of your knees. You probably won't be able to lift the hips up as much, but you'll definitely feel more engagement here. Slowly lower your hips down. Articulate your spine, so 1 vertebrae at a time, tailbone last. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You're gonna feel firm through your left heel. If you need, you can walk it in towards midline a bit more. Right foot stays flexed the entire time. Now lift up your hips. Drive your right knee down towards the mat. Press into the palms, press into the forearms. Lower your hips down. Now a regular figure 4. So keep your right leg as is and just hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe you rock a bit side to side. Release the grip with the hands. Now when I say a twist, a lot of us would immediately think knees over to the left. We're gonna take kind of a funky twist. So bring your left foot back down to the mat. Use your right foot to guide your left knee down to the right. So the knees actually go to the right. The right foot is resting on top of your left knee. Left arm to the left, gaze follows. So you might not feel as deep of a twist in your spine, but you're feeling a nice stretch through that left thigh, outer left hip. We'll bring the legs back through center, and now we'll go for that twist with the knees to the left. You can keep your right leg wrapped over or just bring your knees together. Knees left, gaze right. Bring yourself back through center. Switch so the right foot is down. We're starting with that bridge pose. So cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Arms planted. Flex left foot the entire time and send your hips up. Think of left knee driving down towards the mat. Firm down your right heel. 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips 1 vertebrae at a time. Hug knees in towards you, figure 4 stretch. Maybe you rock a bit side to side. Now return your right foot to the mat. Keep your left ankle over your thigh, and you're guiding your knees over to the left. So the left foot helps to press the right knee down, gaze to the right. Bring yourself back through center. Keep the knees crossed or just knees together. Drop your knees to the right. Gaze left. Back through center, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a final squeeze. Maybe you lift forehead to shins. When you're ready, expand feet to the top corners of the mat. Let your arms fall off the edges of your mat if you have the space. You can walk the shoulder blades underneath you. Gentle tuck of the chin. Tailbone towards the top of the mat so spine lengthens. Make any adjustments you need to feel more comfortable. So if you'd like a towel over your eyes, if you're somewhere cold, maybe you grab a blanket. Find resting Savasana. Unclench your muscles, even the places you're not really thinking about. So actively tell your inner thighs to relax, your abdomen, let it go. Notice if the tongue is pressed to the roof of the mouth. Follow your breath in and follow your breath out. If you have the time and the ability to stay here for a little bit longer, I encourage you to do so. If you must get on with your day, start to bring your mind back into your body. Welcome a little movement to your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms up overhead, lengthen. Bring your knees into your chest and squeeze. Roll off to the right or left side, fetal position. Make your way up to seated or any other comfortable position facing top of your mat or your screen. Let's bring your hands to heart center, thumbs pressed to your sternum. Before you leave your mat today, I'd like you to think of 3 things you are most grateful for. If you're having any troubles, your first one could be the time you had to step on your mat today. Second one could be your body that allowed you to move in this way. And the third could be a roof over your head or wherever you are practicing. Maybe it's a beautiful outdoor space or you're inside your cozy home. Take a full breath in, complete breath out. Gently start to open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening. Go out there and make it a good one if your day isn't over already. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to hit subscribe. I would love your support. Have a wonderful rest of your day.